don't monetize the thing that when you do it, you're at your most vulnerable. This was one of the most cathartic things that I've ever done because I like to think ahead. Or maybe I don't like to think ahead. Maybe I just don't like to be in the now. Painting is a metaphor for control. Every choice is mine. The canvas, the color. As a child, I had neither a sense of the world nor my place in it, but art taught me that one's vision can be achieved with sheer force of will. The same is true of life, provided one refuses to let anything stand in one's way. Klaus Michelson, The Vampire Diaries. I can't believe I just quoted The Vampire Diaries on this channel. Welcome to the second part of the video series of me doing my home office setup, along with my filming set, which kinda turned into me using acrylic paints to paint my living room wall. And I'm still trying to figure out what today's topic is about. What I wanted to do, my initial thought, was to talk about how to work together in a single space. I know that a lot of people are looking at YouTubers, whether they want to be content creators themselves or they want to do the thing that the YouTuber teaches, and they think to themselves, okay, well, you have this beautiful setup and you have this full dedicated room for your work, and I just have a desk in the corner, or I'm just trying, to put a desk in my bedroom, or I'm using the old kids nursery. I know some of the viewers of this channel even work from their garden or from their attic. And the initial plan when I was doing the content list for 2025 in October of 2024, because I like to think ahead, or maybe I don't like to think ahead. Maybe I just don't like to be in the now. Huh. Yeah. Oh, wow. I need to process that for a second. So my initial thought when I pre-planned the content was to have a video that talks about how I set up my home office. So I live in a one-bedroom apartment that I own with my ex, and he doesn't live here. He's not even in Bulgaria at the moment. And I have been kind of struggling with setting up everything so that life would be comfortable. And when I mean life, I mean all aspects of life. Whether it's the fact that I'm filming from home, so I need to put the table in a certain orientation, or the sofa, and the background needs to be pretty, and it all needs to somehow coexist with lighting, which is very difficult in the winter here. And especially with my apartment facing west, which means I have limited light. And I remember even there were some videos when I was starting to film and the sun was just gone in the middle, or just came in the middle. Now that I think about it, there's a curtain behind the camera. Let me see what happens if I move it. I'm gonna try not to break the camera in the process. Okay. So the original thought behind this video was, okay, I need to get my shirt together, put everything in place, and find a place that makes it easy for me to film, to work from home comfortably, as well as to entertain if I have friends coming over for dinner, because I have this gigantic, massive desk in the middle of the living room, but it's pretty much all work desk. And if I move it so that I can create a set from it, then it's literally in the middle of the room. And I kind of wanted to find my perfect alignment and to talk about that in a video. And then a few weeks ago, I decided in the middle of the night, one night, to hop on a table. Literally, I have no ladders, it was a table, and take off the llama tapestry that has been a part of this channel for a year and a half, or even more if I think about it, and paint on the wall. And I was filming the whole process because I wanted to put it within that nice little 15-20 minute video about home setup. But then I think the camera was out, so I kind of got to talking, and whenever I do art, I feel very vulnerable, and the topic was perfectionism. And I decided that that video is going to be a video of its own, and I'm just going to develop this into a series. And in my head, the minute that I started thinking about making videos, I started thinking, okay, so the next time that I'm going to do another quote on the wall, I'm going to do another video and talk about something, and then another video when I do the tree branches and talk about something. But actually, this didn't happen this way because I wanted the remainder of the artistic process to stay mine, to stay private. And I feel like that is the part of the quote that I said at the beginning that I felt the most, the word control and my place in this world. not knowing your place in this world and control, and all of that is expressed through art. And the minute that I heard this quote again, because I've been binge watching The Vampire Diaries, well, now I'm doing Supernatural in the background, but it was The Vampire Diaries. And the minute that I thought about it, I thought to myself, no, the rest of the wall I'm gonna do on my own, which I did, and you'll see it in a minute. But that doesn't mean that the series is gonna get any shorter, because to be honest, I have a lot more to do in this apartment. Everything is still a mess. I'm still trying to find, I think, 2 corners that I'll be comfortably filming in, because I'm also opening a second channel about a different topic, and I think that the other corner that I'm working to film in is going to also be a reading nook, like a place that I can just sit and curl up and read. I guess that will be for the other videos. For now, I think that this video is going to be about not monetizing everything. I know I spoke about this in several videos that I made, but I feel like it was a while ago, and I feel like this topic is very important, and I feel like it's coming up more and more, especially in our community and in private conversations that I've been having with some of you guys. You don't need to monetize everything. And I feel like it's counterintuitive, because everybody's like, oh, find a job you love and you'll never work a day in your life, or how to monetize your hobbies. And it's true, you can definitely monetize your hobbies. However, when you do monetize your hobbies, pay attention to the fact that you're not always going to be doing that hobby in terms of your work, and that hobby also becomes work. And the best example is literally me not filming painting my wall. If the entire content on this channel would have been painting and painting on walls, I could not have afforded to not film the process of doing this. I should have always had the perfect lighting and the perfect shot, and I would have lost the opportunity for self-expression, for actually enjoying this. And this happened to me when I was selling coloring pages. The first time I started selling printable coloring pages on Etsy, I think it was, oh wow, 2018. And I was actually drawing my coloring pages by hand. I was sketching them with a pencil on a simple A4 printer paper, and then inking them, and then erasing the pencil in a way that doesn't ruin the ink. I think there were several times where I did literally the same coloring page multiple times just to get it correct, and then tried 3 different apps on my phone to kind of scan the paper into a PDF, which I sold on Etsy. And then I had pretty much one of it. I think I went to this film shop once to print a few copies so I can color it more. And they sold well. That shop was really successful. The problem was that I was trying to make money from my hobby, and I didn't notice that this hobby is also such a deep part of my mental recovery. Coloring pages have always been this way that I let myself express art, because I never felt like I was good enough to actually create art, which is ridiculous, because if you come to the point of I'm not good enough to create art, so I'm just going to color what other people are doing, but hey, I'm the one creating the coloring pages, so am I good enough? Why is good enough even in this equation? Again, perfectionism, I think, is still in my head and will be in my head for a while, but I'm drifting. The point was that I was sitting at home, and there's this feeling a little bit before you're supposed to feel like you're having a panic attack, kind of like the pre-panic attack. And that is the point where I color. So I sat down and I colored one of these pages. Then I thought to myself, oh, I'm coloring the only copy I have. Maybe I should, like, take photos of the process or videos of the process as marketing material. So instead of using coloring as a way to detach my brain from what's happening, from the panic attack, from how I was feeling about my life at that moment. I had just returned home from Thailand. I didn't want to come back, but I had problems with my visa, and my grandpa passed away literally the day I came back. And I had to find an apartment, which was terrible, and I ended up not showering, I think, for 2 weeks because the water heater was electrocuting risk or something. Oh my god, I haven't thought about this period in my life in a very long time. But I had one thing going for me. I could pick up a pencil, I could pick up an ink, because I didn't even have money to buy coloring books, so I could just pick up a pen and pick up some old pencils that I got from Thailand, and I could color. And that was the thing that helped me. And all of a sudden, that connection, that ease, that peacefulness went into, I need to take a photo because this is my business. And I closed that store, despite it being successful. And when I say successful, I mean the fact that I was selling one printable coloring page for $8. Which today I look at people like, oh, here's my printable coloring book for $2. It's ridiculous. It's art. That thing that I sold for $8 as a printable is something that took me 10 hours sometimes to make. And this thing in my head became even more clear when I tried opening the self-love journaling channel, which is still open and has 3 videos on it. I realized that I don't want to document my self-journaling as much as I have a lot to say about this. I don't want to document this because it takes away from me doing this. And I feel like this is so vivid in our lives right now with everybody trying to monetize everything. I mean, I see a lot of the YouTube videos about, oh, just put on a camera and document your life. You can make money by just existing. And we are living in such a loss of privacy that feels insane. I mean, don't you want to keep one thing for yourselves? This is why I'm so happy that I've never done anything with music. Like, I've never done anything with my singing or with my guitar, despite the fact that I got accepted to like 5 of those TV shows, like the what's it called, The Voice, and well, there were a lot of those. So I got accepted to a lot of those back in Israel. I also got accepted to The Voice Romania at some point. But I'm happy that I've never done anything public with that, because I feel like me playing the guitar or the ukulele or the tongue drum now, or the piano, has kind of been the thing that I do for me. And I'm happy that I kept it like that. Never mind the whole like licensing thing, when I found out that friends of mine who went to these TV shows with original material, which I have as well, ended up with the show owning their original material, but that's a different story. I feel it so much when it comes to the people in our community, that there is a drive that you just look at everything around you as something to monetize and you forget to live. And I don't know if I have this formula of how to calculate what I should do that would not take away from my hobbies. I guess maybe I'm just opening the camera and talking because I want to see that I'm not alone in this, that I also think that some parts of your life can stay personal. I feel like it's why I never tried selling canvas paintings ever, despite the fact that I have loads of them. I just don't want to monetize that. I don't want that to be the thing I'm selling. I want that to be mine. I don't want to wake up in the morning and someone bought one of my paintings. I feel like, you know, with some artists that could be amazing. For me, that would feel like, oh, so someone's taking it away. I would price like the dumbest painting for like 5,000 euros just because I wouldn't know how to let go of it. I don't know how people do that. I really don't. I just want to know if someone else is feeling this way. I'm not saying don't monetize your hobbies. I am saying don't monetize the thing that keeps you sane. Don't monetize the thing that when you do it, you're at your most vulnerable, because I feel like that part belongs to you. That vulnerability is yours. It's yours to share with yourself, with the people who are closest to you, with God, with whoever you believe in. You can't take that back once you put it out there. I am still struggling to feel that serene place in my head when it comes to coloring pages. It's like I lost something that was the equivalent of half a Xanax. I lost that. The minute I tried to do that. And with the journaling, it took me about a year to go back to actually enjoying journaling and feeling like I can let go and I don't have to be perfect with how I write everything. And still in my head, I think about maybe I should do something with planners. Maybe I should do something with this. It's hard to let go of this desire that every moment of your life would be monetized for something. And maybe I just want to know that I'm not alone in this. And maybe I do have a formula. If something you do, an action you do, kind of feels like you took half a Xanax in terms of your anxiety, don't monetize that because then you lose it. So I'm in the living room. I really need to ventilate it because everything smells like acrylics. The windows were open, but I had to close them because the neighbors are making a lot of noise in their balcony and I can hear it through mine. I feel like I have to talk very quietly because there is an echo in this room, which leads me to think that I need to put acoustic panelings here, but no. And yeah, the wall is done. I'm so happy. And I do have some snapshots of it. I mean, I took a photo of it when I did the tree branches, and then I finished it. I actually finished it half an hour before opening this camera and starting to talk about art and control and my place in life and not monetize things. Yeah, this is a very unscripted videos. I think I will try to script the rest because I do want them to be coherent, and this is kind of like me babbling mess, but there is a lot more work to be done. And I'll talk about it after I'll show you the wall. I'm just loving this. It's not dry yet. I just finished it. There is a lamp there, by the way. It's kind of cute. Whee! Maybe I'll just zoom into the small bit if you want to see the paint before it dries. This was one of the most cathartic things that I've ever done. Seriously. Just doing these parts. And I'll show you how I did it. Since the wall is still wet, I can show you. Dun, 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 dun. I have this brush. And I literally just did this. Obviously not with my left hand, even though that would have been interesting. But I just did this a bunch of times everywhere. I can't believe I live here. This is so adorable now. You know, I have this beautiful wall and my very messy work desk. Oh, my camera almost fell. And my very messy everything else. The clutter and the mess to clean up, I guess. So more work needs to be done. Not on the wall. I think the wall is done, and I hope that I'm not going to take more walls in the apartment and do them. And I suddenly became very self-conscious about the fact that I'm not wearing makeup again on YouTube. And that I've been talking for a while. I think I've said what I wanted to say without realizing that I want to say it. But I feel like the more I try to make sense of the space around me, the more confusing it gets inside. The more you make money from a passion, the more you start hating it. I don't know. I'm actually looking into if this is a human design thing, because there are aspects of my human design that could relate to that. And speaking of that, I should really start the human design series. What have I been waiting for? A part of me thinks that I was waiting for, you know, the room to be perfect and everything to look good. But the other part of me goes like, hey, I can just sit here and do the human design series. What say you? Let me know. Wait, I'm gonna move the table like here out of the shot. What do you think if I would just make like the human design series with this set? I don't know. The floorboard is creaking too much. I have 0 ways of finishing this video because I feel like I didn't make a point in the video. But I don't want to make a new one. I don't want to re-record this again. I don't want to think too much about what I said. You know why? Because this video series is not really monetized. I mean, technically it's monetized because it's on my YouTube channel. But just so you know, the last video that I uploaded in this series made me $4 from the YouTube ads, which is ridiculous since I spent a few days ago roughly $150 on more paint so that I can do this wall. Maybe it's okay to just talk in front of the camera, and this doesn't really need to be monetized. This doesn't need to be the thing that makes me money, because I just want to put it out there because I feel like this home office series is turning into some kind of a vlog, even though I'm thinking about having a vlogging channel. Yes or no, yay or nay, vlogging channel. If you're watching this video and you know a little bit about me and about my life, or about the things that I've done or been through, the whole expat thing, the whole digital nomad, chronic illness, whatever, let me know if you want me to make a vlog. I don't know if I want to do a vlog, not like vlog your life thing. No, that would be horrible, but kind of like talking about shit that happened in your life and, you know, you're getting over this and how you got out of it or how you made sense of it. That kind of a vlog. So do let me know in the comments below, and let me know if you've also experienced that feeling of that something that is half a Xanax, but you monetized it and then you lost your half a Xanax with your activity. I never thought I would say half a Xanax on YouTube, especially when I never took a Xanax, because we have different medicine in Israel. I don't know. I guess it was like an American word in my head. Was it like mentioned in the Vampire Diaries or something? Maybe it got jumbled up in there with a Klaus Michelson quote. Anyway, I feel like sometimes you can say something for 20 minutes and someone would just hear one thing, and that would be the thing that they took from that. So I would love to know, what was that thing for you? I don't think I have much more to say, so I'm gonna do this. I'm gonna leave you with 2 video links on the screen. The first one of them is going to be to the playlist of doing my home office, renovating my home office or painting it, whatever, based on whenever you're watching this video. Maybe there is one video there, maybe there is 5, I don't know. And another video that YouTube thinks you should watch next, because apparently that's an algorithm thing. But with that being said, that was it for me for today. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something new, or were at least entertained. Such a weird thing to say. I'm gonna go and make myself some lunch while putting on Supernatural, because if I'm gonna have nightmares tonight, at least Sam and Dean are gonna be in them. And I'm gonna say goodbye in the same way that I did in the previous video of this series, which is bye, camera!